Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm making this video today because I got into nursing school, super excited, but I noticed that as I was researching and trying to figure out different programs for school, I couldn't find a program that was, or I couldn't find anybody speaking or talking about a nursing program quite like the one I'm in. So I thought I'd come here and just explain to you guys about what I'm doing and my journey. It's been a rough journey. It's been a long journey, but I'm finally here. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I've been doing. So I will start off by saying the program that I have gotten accepted to is a 15-month program, nursing program. It allows you to get your BSN, which is your Bachelor of Science in Nursing, in 15 months. So it's pretty accelerated. It's very rigorous, but we're just going to try to get through it. So the way the program is set up is that you already have to be coming in with a non-nursing degree. So your first degree has to be in anything outside of nursing. And then if you don't have PreReqs completed for your nursing, for the nursing requirements, my nursing school requirements, then you have to go ahead and complete those as well. So that's a little rundown. So I'll tell you guys my story and how I ended up here. I'm pretty excited, very nervous, but it'll all work out. I went to a big university for 4 years. I graduated with a degree in human biology with a concentration in human health and disease. And then I also obtained a minor in anthropology and a minor in human development and family studies. Now, when I first got into college, I was going to school for meteorology, simply because I had made a drastic move to a different state and the weather here fascinated me. So I thought, oh, I'm just gonna go and do meteorology or whatever. Turns out that was not my calling. I said no immediately after my first class. I dropped out of my first meteorology class and never went back. So when I was younger, I typically, I loved watching surgeries on television, and I loved the health environment. I loved everything about it. I just loved health, and I loved watching surgeries, and I just loved everything about it. Granted, my mom was a nurse, so she would come home and tell me little stories. But it was never something that I was nursing was never something that I really, really wanted to do. So I went into college. I was going to go for meteorology. I said, no, scratch that. So then I was going to go back to my first love, which is medicine. So I was going to try to get into medical school after I graduated and applied to medical school. So, sorry if I say a lot. The end of my junior year, beginning of my senior year, I became very discouraged, and I just got to the point where I was just like, this probably isn't the best decision for my life right now. All of my friends, mind you, we were all pre-med majors. We were all gunning to go to medical school, and it was just tough. It was just really tough. My degree was gearing me towards fulfilling all those prerequisites, but however, I was so behind in my prereqs that I just stopped. And then I also went to I never had a pre-med advisor because I just never had one. So I went to a pre-med advisor outside of my normal advisor, and when I went to her, she completely tore my spirits down. She told me that maybe medical school isn't the way for you, and all this other stuff, and she really brought my spirits down. So I knew I wanted to go into medicine, just didn't know how I wanted to deviate and get my foot into there. While I was a sophomore in college, I went on and got my CNA license, which is your certified nursing assistant, which is a certified nursing assistant. Sorry. And typically, like, what you do is you just basically assist a nurse. You help residents with activities of daily living. You just there for them. It's a dirty job, but I actually really love my job, and I still work as a CNA. But I got that just so I can get my foot into the medical field door to see what it was all about, just to get a little step in. So I did that, and as I was doing that, I was working my way to, still become a doctor and do all those pre-meds, and pre-med requirements. And then my senior year, I got discouraged, like I said before, and I was pondering on, I'm about to graduate college. It's a big time in my life. What am I going to do? You get to that roadblock, like there's insecurity. You don't feel secure anymore, and you got to figure out like what you're going to do. So I was doing a lot of research. I was thinking, if I don't go to medical school, what's the next best thing? So I was like, there's physician assistants, which I don't really want to be a physician assistant. And then I thought nurse practitioning. So I looked into programs, I looked into avenues about how I can, become a nurse practitioner in the amount of time that I wanted to become a nurse practitioner or a nurse in general first. So I looked into programs, and I found a program that was an accelerated program where I live, and the requirements were you had to have a degree, non-nursing degree, and the PreReqs completed. Simple enough. So I looked further into that program, talked to an advisor, and then before I graduated, I was talking to her and getting things lined out, seeing what my next move was, and I thought, okay, this is the route. This sounds like a good plan. This is the route that I'm going to go. So, before I decided to switch up my career paths, I wanted to be an OBGYN, which is a obstetrics/gynecology doctor. So I was going to go to medical school for that. So that was out the window. So then I decided, okay, I can go be a nurse practitioner and just concentrate in women's health. Or, if I decide, depending on my rotations, I may fall in love with something else, but that is right now my first love. I can open up my own clinic, have my own business, do basically everything I wanted to do, just in a shorter amount of time. So to me, it all works out. So I went along and, graduated, got my degree, which is sitting in front of my face, which is great. Without that degree, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So I got my degree, kept in contact with the advisor at the school that I was planning on attending. They gave me steps on, what I was supposed to do next. I applied to the school. I, they laid out every course that I had taken, and they looked to see which courses would, compensate for some of their courses and what courses I still had yet to take. So it was a list of courses that I still had to take as my prereqs. They consisted of microbiology, statistics, organic chemistry, all classes that I do not like. But the great thing about this program is that you can reset your GPA. Granted, my GPA wasn't too bad, but to get into the program, my GPA wasn't, what it needed to be. So they allowed me to use my prerequisites, the classes that I hadn't taken yet, to boost my GPA, or I would say reset my GPA. So it allowed me to recreate my entire GPA, which was awesome, and yada yada yada. So I took those classes at a different university, like a community college, because it was cheaper. So I took the statistics, the microbiology, I took a lot of classes there. I don't remember all the classes I took there, but I took those classes, which was like a year, and then I transferred over to the school that I planned on going to, because I'll explain it later, a little bit better later, but I was allowed to start taking some of my pre-nursing courses as well. So at the school I started taking organic chemistry, I took physiology, and my anatomy. I got all those prerequisites out the way. And then, so with the program that I chose, they allow you to take 3 online courses, which is your pre-nursing courses, which are different than your prerequisites. It's kind of confusing. So while I was taking my prerequisites, I was also taking my pre-nursing courses. And the pre-nursing courses consisted of nutrition, nursing research, and pharmacology. And those were online courses. And that's why I was able to take them at the time I did. The problem that I was facing was that the timing of the courses. Those 3 courses were only available in the summer, spring, and fall before the summer began for us to start our clinical courses or our core nursing courses. So when I graduated with my 4-year degree, I had to immediately start taking my prerequisites to be prepared to start taking my pre-nursing courses, because if I didn't have enough prerequisites done in time, then I wouldn't have been allowed to start taking my pre-nursing courses. And those courses only come 3 times a year. 1 class is in the summer, 1 class is in the fall, 1 class is in the spring. And if you miss those deadlines, you will have to wait the entire year to start those pre-nursing courses over. So if I didn't start my nutrition in the summer, I wouldn't have been, last summer, I started it last summer. So this is the new summer. So I started it last summer. So if I didn't start it last summer, I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing now. I would have had to wait until this summer to start nutrition, and then in the fall to start nursing research, and in the spring to do pharmacology. So it was a time frame that I had to get everything done. It was very hectic, but let's just say I'm here. I've taken my nutrition last summer. I took my nursing research last fall. I've taken my pharmacology last spring, which leads me to where I'm at now. I'm in summer courses, and I started my, I would say nursing school. Now I'm officially a nursing student, and that's where I'm at now. The program lasts 15 months, like I mentioned. It's literally this summer, fall, spring, and then the next summer, and then I'm done. It is a very rigorous program. I started school May 11th. It's now May 18th, and today was our first exam. So we literally had an exam a week into lecture, and we had our first lab skills validation the 3rd day of class. So it's going to be very challenging, but I'm up for it, and I'm up for this new journey. Now I do plan on, after I get done with this this program, I can immediately go. Well, I can't immediately. I have to work a year, but I can take master's courses while I'm working that year, my core master's courses, to get into the master's program. So I plan on getting to the master's program. I plan on specializing in women's health, but we'll see what happens. It should take about, give or take, 32 months. So this program is 15 months. I need that year. The master's program is 15 months as well. So I would say give or take 32 months. If I pass everything, who knows? But it's been a journey so far. There's a lot required of you. It's very expensive. That's another story. I have paying for nursing school is absolutely something that I'm worried about, because financial aid is gone for me, because I've already went to a 4-year college, university, and I have no more financial aid. So I also have to take out loans, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff that I have been researching, but I couldn't really find, research on YouTube or anywhere else that really was specific to my problem. So I just thought I'd make this video for anybody out there who are in the same boat as I am, who are looking for more information like I was. If you have any questions about anything, or if you need advice, you can always comment down below, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.